4.75%. Rabobank cut its base rate by 0.1 percentage points, increased its promo intro by the same amount. Headline remains unchanged. ING cut 0.5% off its base rate and added 0.4 to the bonus. Why does it matter? Well, eye-catching headline rates pulling customers. But to get the bonus rates, you have to meet certain conditions each month, like minimum deposits or increase your balance.
72% of people with bonus rates don't get the bonus rates, according to the ACCC.
The banks disagree. ING says more customers are qualifying, and Westpac claims more than 85% get the full rate.
Looks like interest rates will fall, and the concern is that banks will have very high headline rates to cover up the fact the actual rates are coming down.
In other words, it pays to read the conditions carefully. Donald Trump has publicly criticised the head of the US Federal Reserve, causing concern among investors. Here's finance editor Chris Kohler.
It's not unheard of for US presidents to quietly oppose the moves made by the independent Federal Reserve, but it's arguably never been done so publicly or with such high school insults. President Donald Trump overnight called Fed Chair Jerome Powell a, quote, major loser. He also referred to him as Mr. Too Late, while saying there is virtually no inflation and that he should lower interest rates now. That worried financial markets because politics and monetary policy are meant to be kept separate. Wall Street fell sharply and the ASX dropped 1% in the first few minutes of the day before dragging itself back to neutral ground, mostly thanks to a big rally in the Commonwealth Bank share price. Meanwhile, the Australian dollar continued to creep higher, now buying 64.3 US cents. That's the highest level since December, which is an amazing rebound from the 5-year low it hit just 2 weeks ago. And finally, new documents show Chinese fast fashion brand Shein cracked $1 billion in Australian sales last year, marking a 25% rise from the previous year. So businesses like Shein and Temu are battling under the new American tariff regime, but Australia is clearly a growing market.
Heavy rain didn't deter crowds at Sydney Olympic Park today for the final day of the Royal Easter Show. Over the past 12 days, more than 850,000 people have streamed through the gates. The crowds were hungry too, with vendors selling nearly 40,000 scones and 480 kilometres of chips on a stick.
There was a spectacular cosmic show over northern New South Wales last night as the Lyrid meteor shower lit up the sky. From the Hunter to the northwest and north coast, dash and doorbell cameras captured fireballs streaking overhead. The Lyrids happen each April and have been observed for almost 3,000 years. They're caused by the dust shed by a comet. And the show isn't over yet. Stargazers may get another glimpse in the early hours of tomorrow morning.
Adam Murray joins us now with sport.
Adam, who is the Bulldogs' X Factor?
Well, good evening, guys. They've won 6 games to start the season, but some say they don't have a touch of magic to go all the way. Tonight, coach Cameron Serraldo disputes that theory and reveals who gives the Dogs their winning edge. Plus, a boost for the Knights ahead of their Anzac Day clash, and Ange Postecoglou now dangerously close to an unwanted record.
We can see more of the world than ever. With Bridgestone Tech Check, you see what needs repairing now and what can wait, so you can go with confidence. Bridgestone Select Tyre and Auto.
The Casino Food Co-op Casino Beef Week Festival is here from May 24th to June 1st. Celebrate Australia's beef industry in this 9-day festival with cattle displays, incredible food and loads of family-friendly fun. For tickets and info, visit casinobeefweek.com.au.
All these bills piled up on my desk, they looking like a mouth. All these little kids running around, I can hear their stomachs growl. I got bills.
Paying with points feels like free with your Westpac Altitude Rewards card.
I'm a Weet-Bix kid.
He's one.
Me too.
And me.
A Weet-Bix kid. Are you?
Weet-Bix Bites Cocoa Crunch. Chock full of goodness.
Oh, hybrid.
Laminate.
Engineered timber.
At Beaumont, you've hit the jackpot. Buy from this new range and go in the draw to win one of 5 $5,000 cash prizes.
Zengo and holiday.
Oh, cash.
In 1 kilometre, turn right.
Nissan X-Trail e-Power. Hybrid reinvented. You don't drive it, you glide it.
With Light Easy, I've lost 24 kilos and I've stuck at my goal weight the last year and a bit now. It doesn't feel like a diet, and with the high protein fruit smoothies, it's a whole next level of convenience.
Eat healthier, live happier with Light and Easy's new Jumpstart Go.
When I got my first pen reel, it was a game changer. Some of my mates are using much higher end reels, but I can get 2 or 3 of my pens for the price of their one. And after years of punishment, pens keep going, battle after battle, fish after fish.
Come to Watson's Leisure Centre for all your outdoor needs, with new and used caravans and motorhomes for sale or hire, plus spare parts, accessories, services, repairs and upgrades. The Watson's Leisure Centre will make your life of leisure easy.
Go Harvey Norman April super deals. Save $350 on Samsung Galaxy S24. Save $200 on Motorola Edge 50 Fusion, now $398. Save $80 on Garmin Lily Sports Smartwatch, now under $350. Best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman now. Go!
I now think of myself as a wind farmer as well as a sheep farmer. This project, it's been good for this area, for my neighbours and the community. We continue to farm, but we now have a diversified income stream. When I was president of the National Farmers Federation, I kept hearing the same stories. Droughts are having huge impacts on our businesses. It's really important that what a farmer does with their own land is their choice.
Authorised by Farmers for Climate Action, Carlton.
Accused by critics of lacking an X factor, the Bulldogs insist their legion of fans provide a winning edge, which could take them all the way this season. Unbeaten so far, Canterbury Bankstown hasn't conceded a point in its past 2 games, which has proved a little costly for coach Cameron Ciraldo.
It was the rarest of sights, the players and fans side by side as the march to the top of the comp continued. They may not be dripping with outright superstars, but they have something that other clubs don't have, the Bulldog Army.
People say you haven't got an X factor. At the crowd, your X factor.
Yeah, I think so. Our guys love uniting, inspiring our community. It's something deeply unique to our club. I think our club's probably the closest thing to English Premier League or college football in our country.
And the players love it.
Just talking to our leadership group then, they loved it. They understand it's a truly unique experience for what it means to be a Bulldog, and something we'll definitely think about doing in the future.
What the coach loves are the clean sheets when it comes to defence.
You coaches are pretty weird. Do you go to bed at night dreaming of 0 scorelines?
Yeah, that does excite me. They're so hard to get. The NRL is so hard. It's so hard to keep an opposition scoreless, and when you get those instances, you want to celebrate them and reward the boys.
No tries means the team's coffees are on the coach.
So who should I see for the bill?
I think maybe you should say syrup.
Thanks, man.
Gavin said on TV last night, you're one of the tightest blokes he knows. Does it hurt to shout a coffee?
That's just a massive deflection from him, because he's the tightest person I know, and he's just trying to deflect. This morning's a bit of fun, and whenever the boys are working that hard, it's not too hard to shout him a coffee.
What does it cost?
Too much. No.
Danny Weidler, NBN News.
A welcome boost to the Knights, with Dylan Lucas set to play in their Anzac Day clash against the Warriors in Christchurch. The back rower has been sidelined for the past 5 weeks with a hamstring injury. Adam O'Brien has also named Phoenix Crossland and Tyson Gamble in his 17, despite them having their own injury concerns. Dump Tiger Lachlan Gavin has been recalled by Benji Marshall for Sunday's match against the Sharks after one match with the Western Suburbs Magpies. In an awkward reunion, the 19-year-old will partner one of his biggest public critics, Jerome Luai, in the halves. And in huge news for the struggling Seagulls, Tom Trbojevic has been named to return early from a knee injury to face Penrith. The Panthers are preparing for life without Mitch Kenny after the hooker was suspended for a hip drop tackle that left Nat Butcher injured and Roosters coach Trent Robinson fuming. Today, Ivan Cleary joined a growing list of coaches and players confused about the policing of the controversial tackle.
There's a new protector guarding the gates at Panthers HQ.
Trying to scare you guys off.
The Panthers are 1 from 1 with the new sculpture.
That's true, yeah. I don't mind it.
Ivan Cleary happy with the scary statue, his side's drought-breaking win against the Roosters, but not to be missing suspended hooker Mitch Kenny for 2 weeks.
It's really unfortunate for Nat Butcher. Like, that's no one wants to see anyone get injured, but I feel like it's an eye for an eye. If someone gets injured, someone's got to be at fault.
The coach convinced confusion around hip drop tackles will only continue.
The wording is just so broad, so that's what, when it's so broad, you're going to get instances where they're just all over the place in terms of whether it is or it isn't, and who thinks one is and who thinks one isn't. And no one's out there trying to, injure anyone. And sometimes, unfortunately, people get hurt.
The Sharks were happy to cool off on a crisp morning in Cronulla.
How's the water? The water's good. It's even better after a win as well.
The Shire boys beaming with belief after crushing the Knights.
I'd be lying if I didn't think we could grow all the way. I really think we have a good chance, to take it out this year. But, that's not going to come just because I said it.
Sifa Talakai happy to talk tough to Royce Hunt ahead of Sunday's showdown with the Tigers.
It's already started, actually. We've been going back and forth through text message.
The wrecking ball with a word of warning for his former Sharks teammate.
Be careful what you wish for.
Harry has been granted an early origin wish. The Maroons hooker set to return from his hamstring strain in round 10. Zach Bailey, NBN News.
To AFL, and the Giants are desperate for the return of key forward Jesse Hogan after kicking just 4 goals in their 18-point loss to Adelaide at the weekend.
You're always going to miss someone of Jesse's calibre, but we do have a lot of good forwards, and we should have given a better effort in the weekend.
The Giants host the Bulldogs at their home away from home in Canberra on Saturday night. Aussie manager Ange Postecoglou is entering unwanted territory at Spurs after a painful 2-1 loss at home to Nottingham Forest. One more defeat would see Postecoglou equal the record for most games lost in a Premier League season by a Tottenham manager. Coming up next, an Aussie gold medalist makes a stunning return to the pool.
Cox mowers, over 70 years in the game. Outdoor yard care equipment specifically for the Aussie block. From push mowers to the legendary Stockman ride-ons, a big range of zero turns, standards, commercial mowers, wood chippers and more. And it don't matter whether you're suburban smooth or acreage rough, it's a Cox. Engineered steel tough.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo! Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Build something epic with one of 12 limited edition toys in the new Minecraft Movie Happy Meal, only at Macca's.
Hybrid? Engineered timber. No, laminate. At Beaumont, you've hit the jackpot. Buy from this new range and go in the draw to win one of 5 $5,000 cash prizes.
Zengo and holiday.
Oh, cats.
Beaumont's.
You'd never do this blindfolded. Yet not checking before you dig online first is like digging blind. Avoid high-voltage electricity cables and high-pressure gas mains every time. Search before you dig online every time.
The world is changing, and so is AGL. It's why more Australians are changing to solar, batteries, to electric vehicles, and updating to efficient all-electric homes to save on their bills. Discover how you can join the change with AGL.
This is Australia. This is Australia.
Colorbond, made by Australia.
I'll never forget the moment we kissed the night of the hayride. The way that we hugged to try to keep warm while taking a sleigh ride. Magic moments, memories within sharing. Magic moments filled with love.
Go Harvey Norman Norman for April's super deals. Get 10% off already low prices on selected big brand mattresses, plus hot deals on bedroom furniture, plus bonus standard local delivery on selected purchases. Best prices guaranteed. April's super deals now at Harvey Norman.
Every journey is shaped by people. And your path home should be led by people who value community. People like ours. McGrath, guiding you home.
Are you worried about someone in your family using alcohol or other drugs? Family Drug Support is here for you while you're supporting them. We know it can feel impossible at times, but there is a way through. For over 20 years, Family Drug Support has been supporting family and friends across Australia, and we are always available on our national support line.
Listen up, Australia. This message saves lives. Vegetable! Shop the gate. Teach your kids to swim. Decide what you make. Learn how do we resuscitate. Kids Alive to the fly!
Find our resources at kidsalive.com.au.
This report brought to you by Cox Mowers. Cox, proudly engineered Aussie tough for over 70 years.
Molly O'Callaghan has returned to the pool in style, winning the 100 metres freestyle at the Australian Championships in Brisbane. Since claiming 3 gold medals in Paris, O'Callaghan has had to recover from a dislocated kneecap, but showed no discomfort as she clocked the second fastest time in the world this year. Meanwhile, Paralympic gold medalist Alexa Leary today broke her own world record in the heats of the 100 free. Conor O'Leary has advanced to the next round of the Bells Beach Pro. The Lennox header product had his work cut out for him as he opened his campaign, but stuck it out to secure a heat win in the mid-scoring affair.
Surfing the strong Victorian swell on the 5th stop of the championship tour.
Down to the surf coast, and this is what you get to see.
Lennox Head's Conor O'Leary opening wave, a low-scoring 3.93.
All patience from O'Leary. This guy can go straight 12 o'clock on a moment's notice.
Up against Leonardo Fioravanti and Brazil's David Silva in Heat 8. The Italian's 5.33 wave catapulted him to the lead.
Mid-face bottom turn and holding that rail back into the power source, just weaving back and forth.
But O'Leary meant business, using priority to back up with the best scoring wave of the heat, securing a 6.83 from the judges, casting him as the one to beat.
Nice track and cut back for Connor. Chips it quickly, still has some wall here, right into that bottom turn.
While Silva made a last-ditch effort, it wasn't enough. O'Leary's 10.76 final score enough to win the heat and bypass the elimination round. Meanwhile, in the women's comp, former Coffs Harbour surfer Carly Shanahan struggled to make headway. The wildcard entry knocked out and wrapping up in 17th place. Alexandra Rees, NBN News.
A strong Northern New South Wales contingent has been named in Wallaroos coaches Joe Yapp's 40-player extended squad. Hunters Lane Morgan and Maya Stewart have made the cut, along with Coffs Harbour's Caitlin Leaney. The side heads into camp this week ahead of the first test match of the international season against Fijiana on May 3. Leaney was an integral part of the Wallaroos WXV2 title win against South Africa last year, and more recently in the New South Wales Waratahs' 6th Super W Grand Final victory. Fellow Mid-North Coast local Brianna Hoy was unavailable for selection due to injury. Coffs junior basketballers are pushing to improve their skills in order to achieve results in the Suns' representative season. Today, camp worked on player fundamentals, decision-making and scoring.
50 representative players eager to take their basketball to the next level.
We've been doing heaps of ball handlings, some of our fitness and shooting techniques.
I think it's a great way to grow your skills, learn different things and play with different teammates. Today an emphasis on individual skill development along with some team offensive and defensive concepts. But behind it all, the fundamentals, dribbling, passing, shooting and pace fades.
The pace phase, dribbling with pace is what's needed the most, and being able to dribble under pressure with your head up with right hand and left hand.
As the camp progressed, the drills were tailored to their levels.
You can never provide these kids with enough fundamental skills. And coming from me as a state high performance coach, it's a little bit more detailed, a little bit more advanced.
Most of the players today have already begun their rep season with the Cough Suns. Mixed results for the under-14s boys and 13s girls.
Had our first round and we did all right. We won 2, lost 2.
We know how to play together. I think we just work really well together.
A Coffs basketball shooting camp will be held on Thursday.
It's a shooting camp, which is open to everyone, not necessarily rep basketball players, anyone that's interested in wanting to play basketball.
Britt Ramsey, NBN News.
Guys, that is our look at sport.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, thank you so much, Adam. It is time to check in with this weather situation. We've had a great run, but there is a significant change making its way up the New South Wales coast. Details next.
$330 for the night.
Not bad. $250 for the night. How? It's easy when you know where to look.
Trivago compares hotel prices from more than 100 booking sites so you can save up to 30%. Hotel Trivago.
At Spotlight, save a massive 20 to 50% off store-wide, including Manchester home decor, fabric, sewing, craft yarn, party curtains and blinds. Yes, that's 20 to 50% off store-wide. So create it, decorate it and celebrate it for less. Sale on now. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
I found him online. I'm definitely going to see him again.
Excellent. See you in 12 months, Emma?
Okay, great.
Because our stores are run by local optometrists, they put your care first, which can make them rather popular.
Qantas Regional Grants is back supporting organisations and projects that benefit regional Australia. Don't miss your chance. Applications close soon. Find out more and apply now at qantas.com/regionalgrants.
Looking at these scans and
Smoking causes 16 different types of cancer. Ones that can kill you fast.
See you later. See you, son.
Ones that can leave you almost speechless. Ones that can change how you see yourself. Smoking causes 16 different types of cancer, and you have one clear way to reduce your risk.
I'm not the one with secrets here.
I can't go on living like this.
I think Jasper knew something. He was just about to tell me. Right before he was killed.
Best sheds up to 40% cheaper. American March from $8,900.
Our 25% off sale is happening right now.
Call Best Sheds on 1-800-15 17 18 or check out our range at bestsheds.com.au.
Bunyip's Great Outdoors Centre. Top brands in clothing, footwear, backpacks and accessories. Bunyip's Great Outdoors, King Street, Lismore, your outdoor lifestyle store.
Jesus is our only hope in these troublous times. A free Bible is yours by simply contacting jesus1.4u@bigpond.com.
Go Harvey Norman for April super deals. Hurry in for big savings on selected floor stock, cancelled orders and clearance furniture. Fabric and leather lounges, dining and outdoor furniture priced to clear. All stock must go. Hurry, don't miss out. Harvey Norman April super deals on now.
A help company would get people back on their feet, make complicated stuff simple, and even try to predict the unpredictable. So that's what we're doing. NRMA Insurance, a help company.
Well, overall, what an amazing Easter it was. We've seen those temperatures drop a little bit with the showers and storms move through, but then clearing today, sun back out in force. It was quite a show with storm clusters galore right throughout southeast Queensland and northeastern New South Wales. That system, there it is. It's moved out to sea, but a low has formed, and that has been driving in some heavy showers there around Sydney, Central Coast, Newcastle region throughout today and into this evening. Now, that low is going going to move on to the mid-north coast, already doing so tonight, then onto the Coffs Coast, and then by tomorrow evening, it'll be reaching the northern rivers, and that is going to produce some onshore winds that will become really quite gusty, strong, and they're going to linger. So it's going to be a wet second half of the week. So showers also building for Brisbane everywhere in between. We've got the wet weather on the way. The rest of the nation is soaking up the sunshine, the comfortable days. What's to note, though, is the cooler nights, typical for this time of the year, but the overnight period certainly beginning to chill down. So for us, went down to like 14, 15. A nice little storm there in between Grafton, Jack Adgery, flared up throughout this afternoon, but generally mid-20s, the Tweed reaching 26 degrees along with Casino around Grafton. It was a similar picture. All fine tomorrow, but here come the winds. There it is. It's going to kick in. There it is late tomorrow afternoon, and then by tomorrow evening, the wind's really picking up, and then we're going to see the wet weather move in by tomorrow night. It's certainly going to become consistent. So you've got a great-looking morning on the way, most of the afternoon, but there it is, starting to really shut down by tomorrow night for most of the coast. The Tweed, you'll get away with it pretty much all day and up around Byron potentially and Lennox, but that's about it. It will be moving in from the south as we move into that middle latter part of the afternoon. So make the most of the morning. You've got the swell. It's all rising 2 metres behind that system. There it is there. Big difference, very quiet ahead of it, but then those strong winds coming through overnight, and that's going to change the situation then as we move into Thursday before Anzac Day. Sun to rise 6:09, down 5:22. High tide early 4 a.m, so we're dropping back to the low and getting there at 11 a.m. That swell, everything is going to change there as we move through. Anzac Day likely to be a little bit wet. The dawn services will be affected by this, I would say. So you can see it really ramping up there Thursday into Friday, easing back to showers as we push through the weekend and into early next week. But the worst of it there is going to be Thursday, Friday, even overnight Wednesday into that Thursday morning period. We're going to see some heavy downpours and the winds pick up speed and potentially some storms embedded in that. So everything's going to change on the oceans. It's been quite benign. It's been relatively calm. You've got a good-looking morning like that again. Not a huge amount of swell, but, you know, fairly comfortable conditions. But then it's all just going to blow out by the time we hit Thursday into Anzac Day. So make the most of it tomorrow morning. So most of the coast set to get wet in the coming days.
Okay, thank you, Gav. That's our bulletin for this Tuesday.
So from all of the team.
Good night.
Good night.
Hello, I'm Layla McKinnon. Welcome to A Current Affair. He lived half a world away and never visited Australia, but Pope Francis had a dramatic, even life-changing effect on Catholics across our country. He was progressive and inclusive, welcoming previously shunned and overlooked parishioners back into the faith. And tonight they're praying the next Pope will carry on his legacy.
This is a Pope who went out of his way to welcome people.
Francis, when he was made Pope, said he wanted a poor church